Hey guys, it's day 2 of Fanexpo. Well, actually day 3, day 2 for me. My husband is a trooper and bringing me down this time so I don't have to fight with parking. Got Brad on my lap, Archie's in the back. So we're almost there. He's gonna drop me off. Here we are. Woo. Do your little dance, woo! Oh, we don't need to get tickets either. Can I get a quick video of you?
Sure.
Perfect. Woo! I love it. Cool. Still. Hi guys, I am here. So I'm going to Stranger Things, heading over to there. The panel starts in about half an hour. So I'm making my way over to the main theater. Alright, here I am up here. It is still pretty busy today. Not as packed as yesterday. Thank you guys, thank you. Oh, that's so cute. Is that the line? Fallout guy, no, right? Which character? Remind me your character.
Cut Bane.
Okay. Thank you. Perfect, thank you. Ghostbuster. Oh my gosh. Hi. I love it. Hello. Oh, thank you. Ghostbuster. I wanted to swing by your guys' booth. Call you guys when I got ghosts. This is so cool. They got all the accessories. Sorry. Look at the slime. Stuff from the movie.
So it's a little bit of history lesson. So we took our symbol from the old Dallas, Texans football team. They moved
Oh, I love all the...
became the Chiefs.
I love all the gifts. See, I didn't see all this yesterday. That is so cool. Stay Puft. I like the glitter slimer.
Oh yeah, that's Muncher slime.
Hunter slime?
Huh?
Yeah, that's a sample from Muncher from Afterlife. Hence all the metal flecks because he loves to eat metal.
Oh, I love glitter, so
Yeah.
I'm a total Ghostbuster fan from the day.
Oh yeah.
So
Feel
I
free to
love.
take one of our business cards if you like.
Yeah,
Follow us on social media and whatnot.
I love that.
Oh yeah, this the notebook. Yeah, this one's fun.
That's fun.
They sell this on Amazon. It's a neat little.
Okay. And I love your guys' costume. Whoops.
you.
And I'm sorry as I slip on that. You guys look great. Okay. Thank you. Tattoo Alley. We're gonna go get in line for Stranger Things. Go get your tattoo. Stranger Things panel that I'm getting in line for. If I would have known it was out here. I get to hold it. My turn. End of the line. Right here for Stranger Things. Right here. There's everybody. Woo! All back here. Woo! Everyone say hi. Chewy. Hi. Oh.
It transcends generations, and it boasts a phenomenal cast, which I'm going to bring out right now. Let's bring out Caleb McLaughlin and Gaten Matarazzo. Yo, what's going on, guys?
Justin! Woo!
Pleasure, sir. All right, so look, we are going to take fan questions because it's all about you guys. So if you guys want to line up, we got a mic right here, but I do have a few questions first.
Shoot.
First question I have for you guys is, you guys both started in the theater. Gaten with Les Mis and young Simba with The Lion King. What did you take from that experience that helped you kind of form your craft?
Oh boy, do you want to start?
I think you should start.
Okay, I will. I think it was just kind of like a matter of like being okay with just eyes being on you in general and stuff, and kind of being okay looking like a dummy a lot of the time. Weirdly enough, that's kind of like the whole point, is like learning not to take yourself so seriously, and doing that from a young age I think is like the first step. And like, what's like the least serious you could be than like singing and dancing on a stage? It's like, of course, it's like, it's ridiculous and fun and out of this world, and just a great experience to break out of your shell early and start the process of working into our adulthood.
For real, I think it's a great way to start in the career of acting. It was funny, I actually had the same question yesterday.
Oh, really?
When you're a kid, you don't realize the stakes. You know, you don't realize the stakes. I'm just, all right, I'm gonna go out there, jump around and sing. I feel that now if I go back to Broadway, I'll think a little bit more.
It's so much more terrifying.
Yeah, it's a little, it's like, oh yeah, because you recently just...
I was like, oh, I got this. The minute I stepped out for the first time, like I did Dear Evan Hansen, which is like the first thing I did when I came back.
Yeah.
And I was like about to poop my pants. I was like, oh, this is horrifying. This is the worst thing in the world.
I know.
I loved it.
Terrifying.
It's terrifying.
Yeah, but as a kid, it's so much fun, and it really like prepares you for like the work, the hours that we put in. Like Stranger Things is fun. It's, you know, it's, I want to say it's nothing because the hours that we're working 17 hours now. We're adults. You know, with Broadway, it's very scheduled. You know when you're gonna leave. You know where you know where you're gonna start. You know what I mean? When you go on a Stranger Things set, you're like, I don't know when I'm gonna finish.
I don't know when I'm leaving. Yeah.
So it's definitely a good thing to start off when you're young.
That's incredible. Now, Stranger Things is a pop culture phenomenon. It's a great throwback show for a guy like me that was born in the 80s, but also it's so relatable to modern generations as well. When did you guys both know that you were a part of something special?
I think it was always clear we were part of something special. I don't think it took us a while to realize that we were part of something large. Like, that was kind of different. We always knew it was good. I think what was weird to me was, this is like the first thing that we had both done at that scale. Even in the first season, we hadn't done anything consistently on TV like that in our careers at that point. And I remember a lot of the crew members who are very seasoned, like veterans, who have been doing this their entire lives, kept coming up to us and being like, hey, this is really good. And I was like, oh, okay, I guess this is normal. Like, I guess like that's normal for like crew members to come up to you and be like, hey, this is actually good. But like, they'll even tell you, they worked on some of the best stuff and some of the most garbage stuff out there. So it's not like, when they're the ones telling you like, this is special, you probably should believe them. And I was like, whatever. And then I was like, oh, cool. It is kind of cool.
I think it was different. It was different levels for me. I felt that being on the show was gonna make an impact in the world, but I feel like it changes every season for me. In the first season, I felt that it was gonna be good because of our chemistry, just being on set. There was a month of just school, and we hung out. I knew Gaten prior to Stranger Things, so having that chemistry was like A1. And then when the show dropped, a week later, I remember Finn told us that Robert Downey Jr. posted something about Stranger Things.
Did he really?
Yeah, he did. He was on his bike, and then I think either Stephen King tweeted or
I think Stephen King did tweet about it,
I felt that, okay,
which
this
Matt
is,
and Ross were like pooping your pants about.
Exactly,
I didn't say that word.
Yeah, but then in season 3 we have like a world tour, and then we go to Japan. So those
kind of changed it for me. Once you see it like hit on like an international scale, once you're gonna go to a different continent, it's like, oh, that's people watched it over there. You're like,
Exactly. And then you look, and then I looked up. Well, I didn't the other day that we're the second most watched show in the world ever. So
what?
Yes.
Nah.
Yeah. Yes.
I had an argument with Mayo and said about this.
What's number 1?
Huh? I think it's like Game of Thrones or Grey's Anatomy or something. or whatever.
Oh, I think Grey's Anatomy might be it, because they've got like 900 seasons, which is like good for them.
I know.
Keep it going, crank them out.
Yeah. So it becomes,
keep them going.
Each season it just becomes surreal. Yeah.
That's incredible. Now, when you guys landed the role of Lucas and Dustin, what did you, like, that's in the 80s. Obviously, you're not born in the 80s. Yeah. Was there any form of television or films or games from the 80s, from that time period, that you kind of absorbed? And the second part of that question is there anything in season 5 that you're absorbing that helps inform your character upcoming? Season 5, is there anything that you're kind of taking in, whether it be film, television, to inform your character for season 5?
Well, I think we were all like pretty well versed into like the 80s pop culture. I mean, I don't know if people who were raised in the 80s are aware of this, but y'all love to talk about the fact that you were raised in the 80s. Like even before Stranger Things, it's like, but it's to the point where like your kids are like, I know who Duran Duran is. You've played, yes, we know. So like, even pre-Stranger Things, we were like, we got it. We were in it. Watched all the movies, listened to all the music. So it was cool to have that initially going in. And for 5, I think they always like to like highlight a new aesthetic that they hadn't gone into before. Because a lot of people, when they think of the 80s, they think of like that new wave, that fun, that like that neon, the John Hughes and stuff. But there was also such cool stuff. Like rock was changing, like new music was coming in, like that's why like it was cool for them to like jump to like the metal world with like the Metallica stuff last year. So I've been trying to like expand on like the music front more so with this season, I think, than anything. Just like making a little playlist for myself. Yeah.
For Murray and Dustin.
Say that again?
Like prior to 5, who have you not worked with?
You know who I haven't said a line to ever? Robin.
You've never.
I don't think I've ever spoke to her.
Whoa.
I don't think I've ever like acknowledged her presence.
That's a big thing. You know who I never talked to, not once. I don't think I've spoken to him once. I don't think I've spoken to Noah once on screen since season 1. Like it's like I always make a joke with him that like, of course, like the 4 boys are like supposedly like best friends, but like Dustin and Will like have never interacted on screen. So I'm like, I guess all of that just happens off screen. I guess like them being best friends like together is just elsewhere, and we'll eventually. He's busy. He's got things going on.
Dang, I think there's a lot of
so
people.
funny. Yeah.
I think Nancy as well. Well, you had a Nancy.
Yeah, I've had seats with Nancy.
What about John? I don't think I've ever spoke to Jonathan. I think I just
look at him and go back to them. It's like, oh.
Yeah, we share looks in rooms, in collective rooms.
Yeah. But who would I want? Probably, I want to see the reunion of Dustin and Muse.
And Muse?
Yeah.
Muse is dead.
I know.
But that's okay. It was upsetting, for sure.
It was so sad.
I'm trying to think of who I want to interact with more that I haven't gotten to. There's a whole array.
There is.
That's always interesting because like sometimes like I never interact with like Winona or David, and so whenever there's like that one little interaction that happens, it's like they're of course brilliant actors who I look up to very, very much. So getting to watch them on screen and getting to do scene work with them, which is very rare. Whenever you get the opportunity, it's kind of like you just like sit and observe as like much as you can because they're brilliant, and it's not often, even when you're working on the same show, to be in the same room with them, working with them, which is something to say about how big and great our cast is.
It's like being in school. It's like a master class, honestly.
Yeah, it's like a master class.
Yeah.
Now, you guys have done almost 5 seasons, over 8 years, and over 40 episodes. What's the most you've learned from your characters that you're going to take away with you?
That's a good one. You want to say?
I was trying to figure out if I wanted to be funny or I wanted to be serious.
Be like heartfelt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This crowd is giving very sophisticated, very poised. You guys are very, did you know I was a British actor?
I know, you
I just
love
wanted to be
that.
in half of that
You
one.
wanted to send that out there?
Yeah, I just wanted to.
Okay, good, I'm glad you did. I think what I love about Dustin is that, like, I think he puts on this front a little bit. Like, I think like something that I'm not very good at is like, I think what Dustin's good at and that I'm not, what I should say, is that he doesn't really care all that much about being liked, which is like, you know what I mean? He doesn't really care what people think about him in that regard. It's kind of what, like, something I admire about him is that, like, he's that friend who's just, like, kind of mean. Like, he says, like, he curses a lot, he makes fun of people, and you know, you always have that friend where, like, the one, you'll meet somebody like, man, that guy sucks. You're like, nah, it's just him. And I feel like Dustin's the guy that's just like, oh, he's just like that. Yeah, like, he calls everybody dumb, like, all the time.
I feel like that's how I love your relationship with you and Ted. It's so funny.
Mike's dad?
Yeah. Do you know season 4?
Like,
anybody?
He's kind of mean to Mike's
It's
dad.
so funny though. It is bad because then Karen's just allowing it to happen.
Whatever, that's him.
Okay, anybody? I feel like, okay. Has anybody watched season 4 recently?
No.
Okay. I was watching it with Finn and Noah on set, and the scene where you guys are looking for Max, and you come upstairs, and Gaines just smiling at Ted, and he's like, "You want to ever be able to come over to my house again?" And he's like, "Okay." I love that
I don't
scene.
know why that happened.
It's so funny.
Yeah, but that's kind of what I'm talking about. He's
Yeah.
just kind of mean, but like,
It's so funny.
yeah.
But what would I'm trying to figure out what I feel that Lucas is very passionate.
Yeah.
I feel like he would stand in front of a bullet, something I probably wouldn't do.
Sure.
For
Well, honestly, that's kind of like survival-wise.
Yeah.
You should probably stick with that whole not standing in front of bullets.
he is definitely.
Hey, you should probably keep that up.
He's definitely the opposite of what any black character would do in a scary movie. He's gonna go and look for the sound. He's gonna go try to save the day. Yeah, he's breaking barriers, guys. He's, you know, breaking the chain.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Do any of you out there listen to Michael Rosenbaum's Inside of You podcast? Yeah? Gaten, you were recently on that.
did, yeah.
And there's a fun tidbit that I took away from that. And do you think you're actually gonna break down? I mean, it's
So
one
it's
part
not a
of
matter
it.
of me being like, I don't cry. I cry at everything. Like, I cry at every Pixar movie that's ever been made. I'm like a weeping mess, like I think everybody else is. Like, I cried on the subway thinking about the first 20 minutes of Up. I wasn't watching it, I was thinking about it. And like, I think I'm an emotionally expressive guy, but there's just something about me when like things like that are coming to an end, I kind of just close off. I did it with Sweeney, I did it with like all the other previous seasons. I hope to cry, for sure. That's like a big thing. I want to, but who's going to for sure? Oh, I'm trying to think. I think Finn's gonna just like, I think Finn's gonna do it. I know he is. I just feel it in my soul. I know. He will. He's gonna put that down. He's not gonna let anybody see, but like, he's gonna. I'm pulling for Finn. Do you think you will? I think I will the week after. I'll have like a pint of ice cream like in my bed, and I'll just be like, yeah. I'm like, what am I gonna do? But yeah.
I feel like Gaten's gonna try to hold it together. Gaten's gonna try to be on his like macho. Great work.
Which is
and
weird.
then you're just gonna see tears
With the
going down his
signal
face.
coming down.
Like, Gaten, don't cry. I'm not crying. And then he's gonna do this. I'm gonna miss you. You're gonna try to.
I want to. If I got the waterworks, I'll let them flow.
No, you will.
I will.
You're gonna try to hold it back.
Come on, man.
I think I'm gonna try to hold it back too. But I don't think it's gonna happen. I just have an ugly cry.
Yeah?
So I don't.
That's another thing. Yeah.
I don't wanna, cause it's not just cry. It's not tears. There's snot. You know, it's not. It's like my nose is crying as well.
That's
so
the same way.
that's why I try to hold it back. I have a lot of congestion. I can cry right now. My ears are tearing as we speak.
I thought you said your ears for a second.
Oh, I did say that. My eyes are tearing.
Ears are tearing.
I did say ears. What is I didn't eat yet, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't eat. But yeah, my eyes will be tearing.
Have you guys started mentally preparing to say goodbye to these characters that you played for such a long time?
Yeah. I think.
It's hard. I feel like it's hard to even just say, yeah, I'm ready to say goodbye. I don't think.
Because we haven't even read the end yet. We don't know how it ends. We haven't seen the last few episodes yet, and we're in the middle of filming. So like, it's kind of like it's hard to like put into perspective saying goodbye until you see how you're going to have to. That will be coming up soon, I hope.
Yeah.
Better. Wait,
Yeah.
I wanna read it so bad. I'm so antsy.
Same. I know, like, I feel that you can mentally prepare, but I don't think, because these characters, they've come to life.
Right.
I almost see Lucas as like an alternate personality. You know, when people will say, oh, I love Lucas, I'm like, me too.
Yeah.
Not because it's me, it's not me.
Right.
He's we've literally
Yeah.
created this spirit, this human throughout the year, throughout these years, like a decade, almost a decade, you know?
Yeah.
And people are inspired by who Lucas is. A lot of people don't really know who Caleb is. Everybody knows who Lucas is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Everybody knows
beautiful about
Lucas's emotion when it comes to his friends, how he deals with even his love for Max, and how he is when he's scared, and what science class he's taken, and what tests he's passed. You don't know if I even passed school, guys. You don't even know. Like, you don't even know if I really, you know what I'm saying? I could be putting on a whole face.
But I think that's something so cool, is that we have been playing these parts for so long that like it's cool to like reflect on the things in yourself that you put into that character, because when you're shaping something since you were 12 years old and you've been doing it for so long, that you kind of get the freedom to do what you want with it and instinctually tackle something when it comes to like scene work and see how it grows. Sometimes it's cool to like reflect and see what it is in yourself that you put in that character that's really cool to like, I'll be able to look back and see that, and it's like a bit of like not only a time capsule of like the character, but a time capsule like, of myself at the time, so I can look back and be like, cool, this is how I've grown, this is what I want to like remember to hold on to, something I'm like, that'd be better letting go of that, things like that. So it's a bizarre concept, but it's cool.
And it's interesting because we've seen these characters kind of grow up, and
But what can you say about the final season without you like getting into any trouble? Like just little details. And Caleb, if you have anything you can share too.
Netflix is always watching.
Okay.
I gotta be careful.
I feel like I can say this. I'm gonna ask Gaten first.
Okay.
Can I?
They're so good together on stage.
what he said is, I'm just kidding.
Isn't it?
No.
It has. Have you read the script, Gaten?
Of season 5?
Yeah. All of it?
No, we haven't got
That's
it.
why.
You got all of it?
No, I mean what we have so far.
So I guess we don't know.
But okay.
I don't. Here's my thing. It's happening. We're making it.
Yeah.
It is. There's gonna be episodes.
Yes.
There's gonna be characters.
Yes.
There's gonna be
Laughs.
Yeah. I'm sure there will be. Oh. Yeah.
So what you guys are just so eager to get information.
I wish we could.
right?
I keep forgetting that we have to go back and like in season 4, like I got really good at like adding little details and stuff. It's certainly they're
hard.
doing their best to like make sure that like you keep on climbing that like pole of like topping the last one. And 4 was so big that it's kind of a thing of like you can hopefully expect it to be topped in the scale of it all. It's one of the most massive productions I've ever seen, and I'm so excited for people to see how big it really is. It's really incredible.
For real.
So there's that.
But I can say this though. So basically, I know you guys. I get why you guys want information. There's nothing for you guys to like look at or learn about. It's the same season 4 over and over, right? So if you guys want to go to London, and there's a Stranger Things show. It's like
Oh wait, you're talking about the play. I thought you were talking about the experience.
No. The play. Yes, go see the play.
Yeah, there's a prequel play.
There's a play, and it has nothing to do with our storyline.
But it's kind of like
so it's something new and different.
It looks so cool.
It's yeah.
I haven't seen it. It's transferring to New York. It's transferring.
It's transferring
coming
to New
York. Yeah.
Did you think it was essential for him to have that like character redemption arc during his last moment?
I think.
I think. Oh, George.
Yeah, with all of my time with, I think that's kind of like the main goal of that character initially, was to kind of like have that arc and have that like, it's such a cool outlet for the plot to kind of take off. Like for that Scooby-Doo gang, the Hawkins gang, to kind of like have a really cool like tunnel through everything that was going on. I think it was such a unique way to like go about them figuring out about Vecna and Henry in general, and kind of that being introduced. So cool. Joe's an incredible actor. I think he improv'd I Love You Man. I think that was just him. And his coverage was so good. We filmed that twice because I absolutely despised the first time we filmed that. He was so good and I just wasn't centered. It was outside like 5 a.m. We'd already done like a whole day of filming and we were just drained, and like it just wasn't there, like it didn't feel right. And then we did the scene with his uncle in the gym at the school, and then that went through and that felt a lot better. And then Matt and Ross were like, great, we want to find that and put that in the scene with Joe. And Joe is kind enough to go back to that space and do it on a soundstage and do it again. And I think that's very much needed, not just for Eddie and the end of him, but also everything that's going to come up for Dustin going forward. You know, that's obviously something that isn't let go easily. So, yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you. Hello, how are you?
Please give it up for Jason Priestley.
I love you! Sorry,
Oh, there.
Yeah, you potted down.
Hey! That me?
He was smart. Anyway, thank you for being here, everybody. It's nice to see all these lovely faces.
No, yeah, nice for you to be here. I'm so excited. You don't understand how nervous I was when I saw your name on my sheet.
I
My
get it.
buddy, I work on a morning show in Cleveland called Rover's Morning Glory on our legendary station, WMMS, and they drove to 90s Con to see the reunion of 90210. And
In Tampa? Earlier this
Philly. In Philly.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
At Pittsburgh.
Yeah, or Pittsburgh, yeah. And I told him, you know, you had to pay to take a picture with the crew, hang out. I was like, I get paid to sit next to Jason on stage. And he was so extremely jealous. He was actually the last person in the Q&A, and he pulled out orange juice in a cup out of his jacket and asked David Silver to party. And so I can't wait to tell him.
That's awesome.
No, we were just talking on the side over here. You're a dad, 2 kids, 16-year-old daughter. My daughter's 16 as well. What do you think is harder, being a father or acting?
That's a good question. You know, and I've been really lucky with both my kids. They're both healthy and they're both happy and they both are overachievers. So I've been very lucky. So I think doing what I do professionally has been harder than being a father. Being a father, I just sort of took to it like it was second nature because I would, and I've been very lucky. I got good kids.
Yeah. Oh, your daughter's beautiful. What's your son doing?
He's all in the anime.
Yeah?
Yes. So having all the anime voice actors here, I've been over at their tables getting autographs for my son, which is super fun.
What was his favorite? Do you know?
He likes a ton of them. He likes Chainsaw Man, and he likes Chainsaw Man. Everybody loves that. He loves really random stuff like that time I got reincarnated as a slime. Like he's into a lot of them.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so I did say my mom is a young mom. I believe you guys are about the same age. So I started watching 90210 when I was maybe a little too young to be watching 90210, but it definitely, I think, helped shape a lot of younger people as they were growing up, because you guys hit on so many really, amazing topics that can change a lot of people's minds about the way they see the world, with drugs, sex, all of those kinds of things. What was one of your favorite topics that the show hit on? And what was one that you wish they would have dived into more?
Wow, that's a good question. We did. We were good on that show, and in that we wanted to issues and the issues that young people were handling at the time, which are unfortunately still the issues that young people are dealing with today. But we tried to deal with them in a way that was very fair-handed, and we didn't want the show to feel like it was talking down to our younger audience members. We wanted to talk directly to them. So we tried to make all of those issues that we were dealing with very relatable, and also wanted to be respectful, because a lot of the things that we dealt with were traumatic and could be triggering for people. Even though triggering wasn't a thing back then, but it is now. So the things that we dealt with that I thought there were a lot of things we dealt with really well. What's the one thing I liked all the stuff that we dealt with, like around date rape and around stuff like that. I thought that stuff was really well handled, and I thought that in the later years, like the Kelly Taylor cocaine addiction storyline, I thought was super powerful. What do I wish that we delved into more? I don't know. It feels like, I don't know. Like we did, because we dealt with drinking, and we dealt with gambling, and we dealt with date rape, and we dealt with people having AIDS and HIV. We dealt with a lot of stuff. Nothing comes to mind of something that I thought we dealt with more, because I felt like we did deal with so many issues very responsibly.
Yeah, no, I agree. And even just making it fun. I feel like a lot of times, even at the Peach Pit, someplace you always want to go, right? I always wanted to go. I was like, how was I going to be there just to hang out? Did you guys feel like you were a family on set, and then when you left, where you hang? You and Luke hanging out together all the time, being teen heartthrobs and all.
Yeah. Oh, we weren't hanging out at the Peach Pit, that's for sure.
Where were you guys? Where was your favorite place to go?
Our favorite place? Okay, here's a funny story. So in the first 2 seasons of the show, we would all get done with work on Friday nights, and we would all go to this Tex-Mex place in Sherman Oaks, which was 10 minutes from our studio. And we would go in there, and it was karaoke night, and for some reason we could all go in there together as a pack, and no one ever bothered us. And we just did whatever we wanted to do, and everybody was drinking and doing karaoke, and there was never a time when the restaurant called the National Enquirer. It was, for some reason, it was sort of this safe haven for us. And so we all went there all the time.
What was your karaoke song? Did you ever sing?
My
karaoke
song. Back then, I watched a lot of people sing, but my go-to karaoke song is a Frank Sinatra song called Ring a Ding Ding.
Nice. Frank Sinatra's a great choice.
100%. Especially for a guy like me who can't really sing.
Absolutely fabulous.
He doesn't like to dance.
Okay, real question.
Okay.
Since you went from acting to directing, what was that transition like for you?
So early on in the show, I understood that we were on this meteoric rise with this show, and the success of the show was only going to last for so long. It lasted far longer than I thought it was going to last, thankfully. But I understood that the candle that burns twice as bright only burns for half as long, right? So I could see a day in the future where people were not going to want to see me, on TV anymore, because they've seen too much of me over the last 9-10 years, right? So I was determined to set myself up to become a director while I was on that show. And luckily for me, Aaron Spelling gave me an episode to direct at the end of the 3rd season, and the next season I directed 2 episodes and 3 episodes the season after that, until I was directing 5 episodes a year, every year. And it was an unbelievable experience for me, and it was a great way for me to gain experience and knowledge as a director. It was working, and I got to work alongside Aaron, and Aaron was the godfather of television back then, right? So he was a great guy. He was a great teacher for me, and a great mentor for me. And the transition for me was super easy because my castmates made it that way. Our crew made it that way. They were all super excited for me to get this opportunity, and so I felt very supported by everybody. And yeah, it was good. It wasn't bad for me at all.
Yeah, it's great because some of us will just stay at a job. You're complacent. You just stay at your job. You like your job. You love the people you work with.
Feel much more engaged in a way. Even though you're disengaged, you're engaged in a different way, right? And it's an interesting paradigm or interesting paradox that happens with the internet, right? And with the social media platforms. And people do. People get very brave when they're anonymous too, right? And so they.
Oh, yes. I work in radio. I don't read the comments. Don't read the comments.
Yeah, no, never read the comments. They can be cruel sometimes.
Mm-hmm. How do you unwind from your day? Are you scrolling on social media? Are you watching movies? Are you reading a book? What do you do? I know that you're an adrenaline junkie, it seems. Motorcycle riding, race car driving, all that kind of stuff. What do you do to relax or have fun?
I find to relax and have fun. I just love spending time with my family and my kids, right? And we ski a lot in the winter time, and that's we do that together as a family, and those are some of my most cherished moments because I usually get my whole family and I get their attention, which is difficult.
You have teens, yeah.
But at the end of the day, like after a day of work, I just I come home and if I'm working, whether I'm working as an actor or a director, I have homework that I have to do. So I have to work on the shot list for the next day, or learn on my line. Yeah, there would have been so interesting. Like we didn't really, even though the world was going through a technological revolution at that time. People were starting to have computers in their home, people were starting to have laptops, people were starting to have cell phones and all that stuff. Aaron didn't want to deal with any of that stuff. And he was adamant about nobody's on their laptops, or if they are, it's someone in the background and cell phones. He didn't want to use there weren't any smartphones yet, but everybody had their StarTAC. Cell phone, the flip phone, it all felt so cool. But even that, he didn't want, he wanted us to talk on the phone at the Walsh house, or talk on the phone, at someone else's house, and not just be on our cell phones all the time, which is remarkable, how everything changed so rapidly. And yet it felt like we were, not getting on the technology trend, and that was all about Aaron, because he felt like using those devices disconnected the characters somehow. He wanted the intimacy of them being together more than anything.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you got it.
So most parents are trying to do that nowadays. Like, put down your phone, let's engage, I mean, it's amazing. Even when I'm with my girlfriends now, we forget to take photos sometimes when we're together because we want to spend the time and be present with each other. We're always on our devices, and it's so crazy how we're always glued to them now,
Hi, Jason.
Hi.
My name is Snow. I might get a little bit guessy.
Hi, Snow. Yeah, I remember.
I just wanted to say thank you so much for everything that you've done, and I wanted to ask 2 questions. One, my mom and I, this is a very special show for us. Can I get a video of you saying hello, Terry?
Yes, you can.
Thank you.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Is it rolling?
Yes.
Hello, Terry. Sorry I missed you this weekend.
Thank you so much.
So cute that you and your mom, this is something you guys bond over,
We
right?
have all the box sets. Like we would go every time we got a report card and get one. Like,
I hope your DVD player doesn't stop working.
we still have VHS. Like,
Yes.
That's awesome.
My question for you is, I'm at 10 years. There has to be so many happy memories on set. Is there one or that just really makes you really happy to think about?
That's a good question. Yes, there is. The first episode of the show that I directed, it was an episode where all the girls went to Magic Mountain, and Andrea was scared to get on the roller coaster, and then some dude tried to steal Donna's purse, and then they had to get her purse back. It was fun, and I always remember that day at Magic Mountain because it was a perfect, beautiful day. We had the whole park to ourselves, and we were super populated with our background people, and we got to ride all the rides we wanted. We got to do all the fun stuff we wanted. But then I also, as a director, I got to mount a bunch of cameras all over the roller coaster, and then send Gabby around the roller coaster. She was really terrified. It wasn't acting. That day was a really memorable day for me.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
You got it. Thank you.
And I love your name, Snow. That's beautiful.
My mom picked it.
Outside of 90210, and we did a lot of stuff together. Luke was also my neighbor. He lived 3 blocks from me.
Amazing.
So I used to see him all the time, and he was a big part of my life, big part of my kids' lives. Because he just stopped by. He would ride his bike over to my house.
Just walk right in.
Yeah, just walk 100%.
Honey, I'm home.
We were familiar like that. It was a great loss losing him.
But it's a great, almost like that you guys got to experience that with each other and have that as a memory in your life,
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Hi.
Jason.
I directed a Hallmark movie that Luke started. Luke created this thing, Good Night for Justice was the name of the movie, and he played this character named John Goodnight. He was a attorney general back in the 1800s. Who went around the country and adjudicated things for people. And so in making that movie with him, the whole experience, because it was 3.5 weeks of prep, and 4 weeks shoot. It was awesome because I would pick Luke up in the morning and drive him to work, and then obviously drive him back home too. So we got to spend so much, again, like being trapped in a car. We got to spend so much time together, just talking about everything. Not only talking about the project we were working on, but talking about what was going on in both of our lives and where we were at, personally, professionally, like all that stuff. And those are some of my favorite memories with Luke. And also making the movie was fun too. The time we spent on the set together was super fun. But I don't know. I feel like because where we were staying and where we were shooting was about an hour and a half away. So I spent 2-3 hours a day with him in the car, which was super fun.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Hey, you got it.
Give it up for Jason Priestley.
Oh, I'm gonna get whacked with the axe. Richard Dreyfuss. Helen Hunt. What is that?
This guy's the maker. I literally just said that.
Got this delicious pizza here. Let's see if it's any good. It cost me $10. This is my $10 pizza. Alright, I am trying out this see. Oh, right? Herschel. Thank you. You're back.
Mama kiddos are not here
Okay. Okay, let me do it this way. All right. Love it. Thanks, guys.
On there because of the mineral water underneath the town. And they're famous for their mineral water. Well, it's by nuns, and so is run by the church. And so that kind of brings its own awkwardness to the situation. But we got to investigate there on New Year's Eve, and that day alone had so much energy, it was crazy. So what we're going to look at now